Hi, welcome and thank you for being here. I hope you're having a beautiful day, a beautiful night, a beautiful in the middle of the night, whenever you're watching this. This is going to be a timeless and collective reading, so whenever it finds you, it's the right time to see what resonates and leave what doesn't. That's for someone else. And remember that divine inner guidance is in you, and try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition, so your decisions are sound, based in love, and for the highest, greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. Let's begin. I did pull one card from the mystery deck, and this sort of feels like an allowing and a doing. It feels soft and sharp. So I went and got the Oracle of the Roses off my shelf. This is a beautiful oracle card, and I kind of feel like we should maybe do sides of a coin, or maybe your perspective, somebody else's perspective. Soft, hard, yin yang. Pluck the thorns and smell the roses. So I feel like there is something you need to take out, remove, and there's also this allowance energy that's kind of like getting lost in a moment of beautiful gratitude. So let's start with that and do a base of 2 cards and build upon that. Let's just see where it goes, get you some clarity for the day. Look at how beautiful this deck of cards is. So let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, this consciousness, our higher selves, and different energies of love have for the highest, greatest good of all. What are 2 base energies and messages to be helpful today for the situation that the collective is thinking about? Please and thank you. The outsider. How beautiful that rose is. Number 39, the Duchess of Edinburgh rose. Isn't the Duchess what they call FERGI? Maybe we'll put a FERGI song. The first thing I thought of is that Big Girls Don't Cry. So I guess we have our first song in the playlist. And the Loner. These feel really similar. So maybe you are mirroring somebody. I mean, you have the outsider and the loner here. So maybe somebody is on the outside looking in, or living vicariously into a scenario. I feel like they're not even looking at something. I feel like they're imagining what could be. But the outsider, I'm kind of getting somebody who actually is like among other people, but they don't quite feel like they fit in. So maybe it's a vibrational mismatch that somebody is having with the people around them. They feel misunderstood, not understood. Misunderstood, I think that's also a Pink album. Maybe I'll find something from that particular album. And then you have the Loner, which is the red leaf rose. It does look like a wild rose. So the Loner is like kind of somebody who doesn't really want to be in the crowd. They kind of want to do something on their own, independent. So this does feel like a mirroring, because it's kind of the same and yet kind of opposite. I mean, it might be an extrovert, introvert thing, but I'm not getting that. It could be independence, codependence. Let's see. This is an interesting beginning. So I kind of want to do the divine dog next. So let's get another layer on both of these energies and see what's going on. I like when Rose makes her sleeping noises. Let's get a message to clarify this outsider, the Duchess. Tell us how this Duchess is feeling right now, and then maybe we'll ask for advice. feel like we should do that maybe from a different deck. So let's see what each of these is as the foundational energy, feelings, thoughts, that the outsider is waiting for something to change. I love this card so much. This is knowing that something is changing, something is coming. I feel like that is an ongoing message that keeps coming through for you guys. It's to have patience, trust in the divine timing, that there's absolutely a prayer that is going to be answered, a wish that is going to come true, something that is for the highest and greatest good for you and involves your actual destiny. You know, like Akashic Records big, like it's destined. It doesn't even have to do with the free will. It's just, you're going to always have that big soul calling to get you to a certain place, to do a certain thing, to maybe be with a certain person or start a certain project. But I feel like it's a bigger purpose that your soul is calling you to. And right now, with whatever is going on in the energy for whoever it is watching, and whenever you're watching this, there is something behind a closed door. There is something kind of in the dark you can't see for a reason, and it's being prepared for you. But right now, it looks like it's about to be plated. It looks like it's about to be right in front of you, and yet you still have to wait a little longer. It's like almost like you're being tested. So this might have to do with discipline, you know, putting something on hold until you absolutely know it is the right time, but it's gonna come through any day now. Something's gonna happen. I just feel like I want to talk to that dog when I see this card, like you gotta wait. It just makes me think of when I train Rose and I try to get the piece of chicken or cheese because that's her fave, you know, and I put it like close. She's like, I'm like, nope, up, now down. She sits down and I try to put the chicken closer and closer and closer to her paw. And I try to do the thing where I put it on the paw and she just won't let me. She's like, so I get it pretty close and I'm like, wait. And she does this, like, she looks everywhere except for the piece of chicken, because if she looks at the chicken is there and she knows she wants it. But if she ignores it, you know, she knows it's there, but she won't look at it until I say, okay, go ahead. And then she looks at it and she kind of looks at me. I'm like, no, go ahead. And then she like very delicately picks it up. So I kind of feel like it's like that. There might be something that is put in front of you and it's really hard to not look at it because it's really tempting. You know it's coming, but there's still some kind of discipline that is required here and patience. But you're going to get it. You're going to get the chicken. You're going to get the steak. You know, something is being cooked for you. So let's ask about this loner energy. Maybe side message, here a tip, but maybe some of you are paying off a loan or receiving a loan that you were waiting for. The 14 is the number of temperance. Maybe it's a Sagittarius, but that's also finding that middle ground, the Goldilocks zone, becoming the professional, also where impurities go away, divine energy remains, the divine masculine and feminine blend together, and it like becomes art. It becomes alchemy. It's also where there's that protection from the divine, because usually the temperance card has a beautiful angel of protection in it. So what is another layer, emotions or advice from the divine dog about the loner? The red leaf, rose, acceptance. So there is something that is being blocked. That's sort of what I was seeing. It's like, no dogs allowed. Can't go in there. There's something blocked away, and it's for a purpose. It could also be somebody protecting you, or I'm getting more like God, the universe, the divine, keeping you out of something for now, because either it's not right for you and it is you being protected, or it is giving you the space necessary to maybe temporarily go a different way, down a different path that's going to bring something beneficial. And I hear strengthen you with something. And then I just thought of skills or talents or experience. But I feel like you will be redirected back to that wall, but instead of a sign, it's going to be an open window. Because now I see something like, what is that, like a window like that, kind of on a boat? But for now, if you are alone, if you are forced out of a situation or a partnership, look at that lone time as a gift, as a blessing. What can you learn more about yourself in this energy of independence? Getting to make different decisions. Maybe you were always in a situation where you had to ask approval, or you were searching for outside approval, or you always had to sort of compromise. Maybe this is a chance to start to do things in your life where you make your own pretty solid decisions. And I feel like you're somehow learning more about yourself. And I am seeing that that's a blessing. And perhaps it's also where you're really starting to enjoy your own company. And I know some of you are very independent already. That's probably not you. That's probably what somebody else is learning. You know, you like your you space. And I do feel like if you are maybe that one person that's always around other people, like you don't even have time to like go to like pee in peace. You know, like there's always somebody there, or you always have to do something, then maybe it's asking for a little space. But I don't feel like it's about blame. I feel like it's really powerful. Like, I just need a couple days off, or I need the night free. And if it's about, like, I even see like having to hire a babysitter, do it for yourself. Even if it's not like a big event, you know, you only do that when you go out for the big events. Make that big event all about you. And if you do need some space, I feel like you're gonna get it, but you just need to ask, or adjust something in your schedule. So I am getting different scenarios, different groups. I still do feel like somebody feels out of place. I feel like that's actually a more somber energy than the one that feels like the loner. Because I feel like the loner energy is almost more of a choice, whereas the outsider feels like they've been pushed out. So let's see, let's continue to, I feel like maybe we should do this one. Let's balance these now with this beautiful animal deck. And let's put another, like an actual, we got a flower. I actually feel like this is the same kind of dog. I don't really know what that is, what kind of dog that is. But let's put a spirit animal on each of these. So what is a spirit animal that would be connected to having patience, something being prepared, any day now, and the outsider? Also, maybe 39 is an important number. That takes you to a 12, which is kind of like the hangman. So maybe it is about seeing something in a spiritual perspective, looking at a purposeful pause. Also, once you see something in a different light, you can't really unsee it. So everything is different. And it's recognizing that once you see something in that spiritual energy, there usually has to be a release, a sacrifice. Something's got to go. Something's got to give. Something's got to change, because it's making space for like a new pathway or new experiences, or something fresh to come in, something fresh to blossom. What is the spirit animal that has some energetic wisdom and advice for the outsider? An emu. What a big animal. I think the emu has like, I want to say I could be wrong, but I think they have almost eggs that color, but maybe a little more turquoise. They have really cool colored eggs. They're also really big birds. Hold on. I feel sneeze. Hold on. This felt like almost like an attack in my sinuses. So maybe it's about release or releasing something, releasing old energies. I actually felt like a tickle in my throat all of a sudden too. So maybe it is about speaking, speaking up. Maybe somebody's throat chakra is a little bit blocked, or they don't know what to say, or they need to have a release in energy somewhere. The emu, also, that's a really big bird. It's kind of like an ostrich. I had a little bird and his beak freaked me out. Like this bird would run really fast. And interesting, there's something kind of primal about a bird. So maybe I'll find a little video about an emu, in case you like animals, National Geographic stuff. But I pulled this with the patients every day now, and the Duchess of Edinburgh Rose. So let's see what this emu has as advice. I'll put my fun glasses on. It's to stay motivated and adaptable. So keep yourself motivated, even if you have to have a lot of patience and you're waiting for something. Maybe some of you are losing motivation on something. You've been waiting a long time. You know, you're getting a little, I feel like itchy and anticipation energy, but I also feel like it's frustration. It's as a representation of adaptability. The tall and proud emu instills a sense of unwavering resolve when confronted with challenges. I mean, I wouldn't challenge an emu. I'd be like, I surrender. Like, I'll stay behind the fence here. In the emu's company, we find motivation to stay dedicated to our objectives, fostering unwavering focus on our path to fulfilling our dreams. I feel like that's the thing I was seeing. Like, you have something that, maybe I said something about looking vicariously into the ether, but I don't feel like you're looking at somebody else's situation and wishing that was you. I feel like it's you or whoever this is, like your dreams, their dreams, what you can envision in your future. And I do feel like that's connecting to destiny, but it's about taking actions and steps in that direction and not getting frustrated, stalled, or stopped if you are blocked or there's an obstacle, you fall down. It's about getting up, continuing on. And if you have to be flexible and you have to continue on, but in a different direction, be flexible, be adaptable to these changes. That's what's going to get you, there. It's not, there are many, many different paths, and all of those paths stem and relate to our choices with free will. But that big destiny, no matter if you take the long way around that has a lot of obstacles, or you are given the gift of maybe a shortcut to get you there faster, you're still going to end up at that main, like, pinnacle, or I would say the destiny, because I feel like it's going to continue to unfold. It's not like one big destination. There you are, you're at your destiny. Good job. It's going to keep unfolding, but I feel like it's going to keep growing, as are you. So let's go to same deck and get a little more clarity on the loner. Let me show you these. The loner and acceptance. It's just loving what is. It is what it is. Focus on what you can do within yourself, what you can change, not what's out of your control. And not what's involving somebody else's free will, because now that's manipulation. So that was a little extra message. And that might be what somebody else is figuring out. Let's get one more spirit animal. Also, the emu is number 26. What is one more spirit animal, please and thank you? We got another bird. We got the flamingo. Looks like what I'm wearing today. Also, I always think of the flamingo as fun. I do see the flamingo when it's with another flamingo making that beautiful heart. So maybe this is about somebody's heart. I kind of feel like some of you have this color aura. If you ever get the chance to go to a place where they can take a picture of your aura, do it. I know there's a place in New York City. You kind of put your hands on this weird metal thing. But I do feel like some of you definitely have pink in your aura. And now I just saw a big yellow aura. Maybe it's both. Pink is a very beautiful vibration because it's still sort of related to the root chakra, but it has the white, which is actually all the colors together, purity. It's a little sweeter than just the passion red. It's a little softer. So maybe it's about being soft. Also, when I see the flamingo, and that's number 29, 26, 27, 28, 29. So maybe there's 3 months are important because there's a space in between these two birds. The flamingo's color, like the color of their feathers comes from what they eat. So maybe it's also about paying attention to your food, nutrition, drinking enough water. You know, all the beautiful things that you eat are how your body survives, heals, grows, changes. So if every day you're only eating chips and, I don't know, fried foods and never having like a salad or a glass of water or, you know, all those things that have those vibrant nutrients that our body needs, it's gonna kind of deplete you faster. I do feel like maybe some of you are changing your diet. Sometimes if something is like affecting you weird or you're allergic to something, now I'm not a nutritionist. I just know from paying attention to my own body and how my body has changed over years, I've become more sensitive from certain foods. You also crave different things at different times. But you have to have awareness of how you feel, your energy. Sometimes if there's something that is not working, it's literally cutting it out cold turkey. Like if it's a group and then adding something back in slowly to see what you react to. But you could also go and get tested if you're actually like allergic to something. That might be really helpful for some of you. I do feel like that's a big message for some of you. I feel like you're eating something you might be really sensitive to. Maybe it's even an allergy that's developed as you've gotten older. Maybe you were fine as a kid, but now there's something that's not really working so well with you, but because you always were able to eat it, you're not really aware that that's making a big difference in your energy. So I don't think that's everybody's message, but I do think that's an important one for a few of you if your energy feels a little off. So, and also, you know, I'm looking at this and I said something about cutting something out cold turkey. It's always weird for a little bit, but then once it's gone and you feel better, then you can like slowly put something in. It just makes me think of nuts. I was having trouble at one point with nuts. I didn't know that's what it was, but I was having really bad breakouts on my skin. And I always had really nice skin. I was always pretty lucky. And there was a period of my life, and it also had to do with stress, because this was a little while after my father passed away. But I didn't realize I was so sensitive to nuts. And ironically, because we have all these birds here, I was buying this big thing of mixed nuts for my birds. So I don't think I'm completely allergic to it, but once I cut out the nuts, my skin cleared up. I hope that was helpful for someone. I can only go by example. And I have had times where I've had nuts and there's certain ones I know I'm fine with. But I kind of just keep it all out there because I don't want to bother with that situation again. So the flamingo, strive for interesting because you have all this loner energy. This is where you're going to strive for social harmony. I put my fun glasses on. Hold on. In its distinct grace. I just thought of Full of Grace. Woo! I lost half the book, by Sarah McLachlan. That's a really, really, really beautiful song. If you've never heard that song, I don't even know what, this whole book's falling apart. I don't know what else is going to be on the playlist, but there's just something eerily beautiful about that song in particular. Maybe check it out. The flamingo exemplifies harmony in our social engagements. It urges us to cherish our individuality, yet promotes cohesion. Because I do see like there's a missing flamingo. You know, it's like the flamingo is beautiful on its own here, but when you see that beautiful heart it can make with someone else. I just thought of that like dancing or that yoga that couples can do. Very specifically, there's, maybe we should use the Star-Kissed. There's the, I think it's the World card or the Lovers in that Star-Kissed tarot where there's the two people, I don't know, doing this pose together, and it's so beautiful. Maybe you do yoga or it's couples yoga. Much like the flamingo posed adaptation to varying terrains, we too can move through life's ebbs and flows with elegance, understanding that balance is crucial. Maybe it is about a balanced diet or balanced in your energy. So maybe it's more exercise. Maybe it's also a balance in the right vibrational people around you that are nutritious to your energy, you know, where you have that beautiful vibration with. And it could be, you know, less time around those that maybe make you feel drained. So let's continue. I did say something about the Star-Kissed, so maybe we should go to that deck. I do have it here. I have to put that book together. I really love this. I'll show you this particular deck of cards with the animals. But I will say the book came apart really, really fast. So let's go to the Star-Kissed. I feel like we should do the first card asking about what whoever this is does not see. I want to know what's behind the block or the wall, because I feel like for some of you or some people that block is something really beautiful. Maybe we can get a little hint, but I feel like for some of you it might be something that needs to be in the dark. So let's see. Clarity on Patience the Emu and the Outsider. What do you need to know about what's behind that wall? Oh, this is really nice. Maybe it is about love. Patience for some of you. If this is you being flexible and right now having time to do your own thing, it could be your heart opening up. He looks like, is it Paul something? The guy that did all the Fast and Furious movies. Knight of Cups is following attraction. I do feel like maybe some of you are the pursuers. Like in a masculine energy, but if you always sort of, I'm kind of getting that maybe you see something. All right, extra message for some of you. Your heart's all pitter patter for someone, but you're not sure if they're going to say yes if you ask them on a date. You think maybe you don't fit in. You're kind of always watching from afar. I feel like this is somebody getting their big girl or big boy pants on, really understanding their value, going in and getting that date. But this is somebody who is on this motorcycle. There's somebody on a motorcycle and you got a bottle of water. Good job. This person is drinking their water. Hopefully that motorcycle is not a moving, because they should also have the helmet on. But I feel like this is somebody pausing. It's where somebody is really attracted to you. Maybe they're taking a moment to smell the roses. That would absolutely be the night to do that. Be in a little romance. But I kind of feel like there's somebody, whoever this is, that's feeling like they're not worthy or they're not good enough. They're almost instead of that, like being the knight in shining armor or the knight on the sassy motorcycle, you know, feeling really good and confident. I feel like there's somebody maybe that has lack of confidence, and I feel like they're comparing themselves. Upside down, it's interrupted appeal. Maybe there was even an outside energy that interrupted a situation that had to do with the heart. If that's the case, it's telling you something is going to come through and change. Have patience. Be flexible. Let's see what this night is about, because it could be a water sign, but it doesn't have to be. So Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. This is somebody who wants a loving experience. I would say upside down, it's somebody who has the most poetic, beautiful words that they say, and don't show up for the date. Like flatter your ass off and then pull the Irish exit or not follow through. So let's get a little clarity on the night. Maybe somebody is making a decision. It does say patience any day now. If somebody is learning, because this is somebody who's still learning to follow their heart. They're learning more about loving experiences depending on the experiences they have had. So it is possible that somebody had a lot of dates, you know, had one big or many different relationships here, and yet never really felt that deep connection. Like there was always a little bit of a disconnect between them and who they were with. Maybe that wasn't the right relationships, or maybe it's about this person recognizing that even through the wrong relationships, they learned something more about themselves or more about what it is they may want. But sometimes you don't know what you want until you actually have it. And sometimes you don't recognize what you had as being exactly what you wanted until it's gone. So this is somebody who is trying to make a difficult decision, and it has to do with their heart. Maybe the other person has to have a lot of patience with this particular individual making a decision. It's where somebody's sitting on the fence. It does look like there is a situation where somebody has put up a block. So either they need to block something that was thorny and maybe not so loving, or this person had to put a little, I asked what was being blocked or what was going on. So it's possible this person had to block something out while they figure something out. But if this person is not trusting their senses, what they hear, what they feel, what they know, and they keep that blindfold on, it could be somebody that is blocking their own blessings of love, even if they can smell that something's right in front of them and it's right, because they refuse to see the truth. You have to see the truth to make the best decision. And if the truth is not being revealed to you, that's when you have to trust your heart and trust what you feel and make a decision on your own. Because it looks like this person, even here, is amongst a crowd. This person is, you know, clear, but the crowd's kind of foggy. It's somebody who feels like an outsider. I would say if this is one person and this Knight of Cups comes along, you're going to hear him. Even if he stops that motorcycle, you can hear a motorcycle coming. If this is upside down, it's overthinking something to the point where you don't ever make a move. It's just overanalyzing something and being all in the thoughts, or talking about something so much and never putting action to it. I feel like we should keep going. Let's see what this decision is about. Because I feel like now the messages are all kind of blending. The decision, oh, now we're moving to a king. This is somebody who does know how to make a decision. This is not usually somebody who's all wishy-washy. But it could be that this King of Swords is being wishy-washy because something going on in the heart department, in the love department, doesn't make logical sense to him or her. So sometimes there are no words. You can't explain why your heart loves a certain person or doesn't love somebody else, or how they love different people differently. I'm getting that you kind of don't choose who you fall in love with. So maybe that is affecting or confusing this King of Swords, because this is usually somebody who chooses ethics and logic over emotions. And then you have the Knight of Cups here that is following their heart. So maybe that's why somebody is back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The heart, the head, the heart, the head. You know, but the heart at least is in the experience. The King of Swords is just standing there with his arms crossed. You know, maybe it's a Libra energy trying to balance out the scales to make the best decision possible. But if all of the decisions this king is making always make him feel like an outsider, or he's not even being his true self, it's not going in the right direction. The truth of his heart is probably the right direction. But if this is somebody upside down, that's now somebody who's maybe overwhelmed in their emotions, and they're starting to make some bad choices because they're not involving the reality of a situation or the truth they refuse to see. I also see with all those outside energies, it might be that this person has to really tune into themselves and tune out outside opinions. It could be a Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. I feel like we should go to the other side here. So let's ask about the flamingo, the loner, and somebody who's just accepting being left out, but I hear loving the independence or gaining more independence. The Eight of Cups. So this is somebody who's gaining independence because they're looking at their situation or a past situation and seeing that it was no longer nourishing them anymore. The cup always seemed to be empty. This is somebody learning to fill up their own cup. This is somebody who is choosing or maybe finally accepting the fact that the comfort zone doesn't feel so comfortable anymore. But you got to get a little uncomfortable in a transition to see where you're going to find your Nine of Cups. It's your wish come true. You know, if this is somebody that's just choosing to always believe, well, it's always empty. You know, when you get a cup, it's not supposed to hold anything. That's just the way it is. But they never go out to a place where there's a, you know, ever-flowing fountain to see that, no, it doesn't have to be like that. But until you left your weird territory to go on that journey, you're not going to know. It's also where somebody could be accepting that something that they put their heart, their love, their time, their attention into didn't live up to its full potential or stopped growing or came to the end of a cycle. And that's maybe that frustrating energy that I felt before. I just looked at that at 3939 because it's where it starts to feel complacent and stagnant. You know something's not growing, but because that was your goal. That's what you chose to do. That's what you signed up for. That's where all the love is going. It has to change. But if something isn't changing, whoever this is has to be the one to change. So sometimes it is leaving something behind that's not quite finished. It's like, you know, the unfinished project. You know, the relationship that just didn't really get anywhere. And that's like a bittersweet ending. But if somebody is in the energy of fear to change, that's always going to keep them stuck with that empty cup instead of finding their 9 of Cups. That could be somebody that, you know, is in this stagnant energy of routine every day because that's what they know and they're in robot land. But I feel like this person is getting itchy. This person, I feel, is getting uncomfortable with accepting and settling. I see somebody settling for less than they deserve. And I feel like that's going to start to weigh heavy. But if somebody is fearing success, fearing change, fearing failure, fearing love, it's that all what if energy. You don't know until you're in it. If you fail, you're going to be adaptable, you're going to figure it out, you're going to grow. But what if it's a success? What if it works out even better than you ever dreamed? But until you give something a go, you're not going to know, or whoever this is. So let's see why somebody is in this energy of accepting something that's kind of stagnant and not growing, running on empty, feeling empty, depleted, and then fearing change. Why do you fear that to change? It looks like anything that's out of that is probably a better change. So clarity on the 8 of Cups. Please and thank you. The 9 of Coins. This is somebody who might fear independence. I did see something before about like codependence. This is beautiful. This is worth changing for. The 9 of, oh, I lost my card. The 9 of Pentacles is like a self-made man or woman. This is somebody who has financial security, independence. This is somebody who started their own business, followed their own rules, worked really hard. This is somebody who works really hard to get what they have, and they deserve all the luxury around them, whether it's just simple things and that's making them, you know, happy and feel secure, or they like luxury. Whatever it is, that's a person that worked for it. It's enjoying that independent time on your own as well. Because this is usually, I just pictured somebody out in the yard with a big flamingo on their arm. This is usually the one that has, you know, the luxurious fabrics and the beautiful garden. It's the girl outside and she's got the big bird on her arm that she's hanging out with. Now, extra message here, even with that symbol of a bird, if that's her bird, birds are not easy animals at all to take care of. It's like having a human for a very, 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 it's like having a 5-year-old that's going to live to be 60. That much attention all the time. They're never going to leave the nest. You know, a bird needs constant fresh food, you know, depending on what kind of bird. I'm thinking parrots here, but you know, fresh nuts, fresh greens, fresh water, because they make a big old mess in their water. You know, they poop everywhere. They need stimulation. They need attention. You need to, you know, let them out, but they're also very delicate, even though they have those scary beaks. A bird, like you have to watch what kind of pans you have, because you can't cook on certain pans because they're fumes. You can't have certain plants in your house. Like there's a lot that goes on with having a bird. So maybe she looks luxurious out there, you know, in the yard, but even her bird takes a lot of work. So this is somebody who does the work and they deserve it, but maybe it's about whatever you are doing alone, worth the effort. Because this is somebody who has a lot of financial success in their life. Look at this girl. She's standing on top of the world in her sexy little booties And she's just like dropping golden coins, touching the universe of possibilities ahead and glowing like the sun. I did see somebody with an aura that was kind of yellow. This is prosperous victory. We'll take a look upside down because you do have somebody here that just has an empty cup. It could also be where somebody is always looking for a handout, because the way, let's see what this says. It says unfulfilled achievement. Yeah, that's right. Because somebody that is in the upside down, 9 of coins, has high expectations. It's like they're out for the money, or they're out for the handout. They take, but they don't even take with appreciation for what's been given. So even if they have the most beautiful things around them, they don't have a real sense of the value of that. It's almost like a lack mentality with abundance. It's weird. Like there's no effort put in for what they have. They're like people that don't say thank you. They just expect somebody else to work hard for them because they are who they are, which is, you know, they do have that belief, which is good, but it's like lack of appreciation or gratitude towards anyone else, nor empathy to somebody who maybe doesn't have it. So, I mean, we'll just take a look at that. What did I pull? Did I pull 3 on the other one? Yeah, so let's get, because there's 2 court cards in the other one. So that could be a transformation with one individual after finally getting off the fence and making a decision that's balanced between the head and the heart, where, you know, it might be somebody who's up here stable up there in the office, but maybe more of these, you know, hot romantic experiences. I feel like it's going to make this person feel more like themselves. And then in the other one, it's more situational because there's no court cards here. So let's see. We also have no major arcanas. So whatever is going on here overall is so far more in the hands of each decision made in your everyday world, because you know, whether it's characteristics in these personalities or situations that somebody is working towards or releasing, the minor arcana are more under whose ever control it is going through it. Let's get one more just to balance out the 8 of Cups and the 9 of Coins. And if somebody is fearful of victory, it looks like they're gonna have victory. Then you have this temptation. It's also illusion, delusion, confusion, many choices. You know, if you're looking here and that choice is saying, no, that's not the right choice, but you keep choosing the one that's wrong, you're not learning from the wrong choice. This 7 of Cups, it's a different message in this one. It is possibly where somebody has grandiose temptations. But I feel like there's something that is short-lived. You know, like somebody's tempting that apple. Take a bite of this apple, but I feel like somebody is going to try to take a bite of that apple and it looks plastic. It doesn't even look like it's real. It's so perfect that I feel like somebody's in for a rude awakening or a rude surprise by something that was dangled in front of them, whereas maybe something that doesn't look so perfect might have the most incredible taste. It might be exactly ripe. But unless you try to taste the one that's plastic and maybe try to taste the one that isn't, you're not going to know the difference. So the 7 of Cups is where somebody needs to make a choice. It's also a choice card, but it's following your heart. It's going with the one that feels the best, feels like it connects with you, vibrationally right first, trying that out. And if that's not right, you've deleted an option. You have one less thing to choose from, and then you go for the next choice. But if you don't choose at all, You go home empty-handed. What does this say upside down? Grounded reality. So it could be where somebody is having a reality check that they don't have to accept less, that they can work for something on their own, that they can choose to be around energies that maybe give back and aren't always depleting them. It's also somebody who's gaining the strength to resist. I just see somebody like dangling the carrot in front of the, it's really weird, like dangling that little carrot in front of what's like the donkey or the horse, and they never give the carrot to the horse. I feel like someone's just going in circles, like being tempted, like, no, you have to, but I feel like that's an outside source that's never attainable. You should go for what's attainable. You know, reach for something different. I see like a dog chasing their tail. You know, the dog can go faster and faster and faster, but they're never going to catch their tail. Whereas if the dog just like stops, the dog can see something that it can catch and like enjoy. I hope that made sense. Let's go to, I kind of want to do like one more overall. Do I have it here? I don't think I do. Yeah, I have this one. Oh, very, very appropriate. I was thinking of the Art of Life, but I brought the animal deck. So let's do one overall message to be helpful. I hope some of this made sense and was helpful. It could be that this was two sides of one person's situation. It could have been giving you clarity on someone else's situation, or, you know, a roundabout, I'm getting like future, present, past on a situation you went through or are going through. Oh, I didn't even look at the time. Oh, yeah. Let's do one more. What is the overall message? Just sum this reading up, bring everything together. Please and thank you. Is that somebody's ready to, I'll show you this too. Somebody is ready to open their heart. We got another bird. We got the dove. Aw, we got the dove. The Ace of Sumers, the Ace of Cups. And there's your fountain. I saw that fountain before. It's not just a cup. You got a whole fountain. It's like constantly recirculating this beautiful emotion into your world. But until you land on it and take a sip, you won't know. Until you plug it in. Sometimes you have to plug in that fountain. This is a brand new beginning, and it has to do with love. Falling in love, your heart, someone else, choosing to begin, offering that whole fountain of love. I mean, this feels like something that's really replenishing. It also feels like it's transformative because you got the butterflies, and there's your real fruit. Why go for the plastic thing that's sitting in the middle? I just thought of like those 1950s weird plastic fruits that, you know, like grandma and grandpas used to have on the table. Why have that to look at when you can go outside and have a whole orchard of abundance? I need my glasses. Hold on. So this is the beginning of a new emotional experience for you. It may be the first blush of romantic love, the rebirth of a current relationship, or the awakening of spiritual gifts and insight. So this is someone opening their heart and following the guidance they're receiving from the divine. At the bottom, you have the Six of Summer. So it's also going to take you, or whoever this is, where you're going to cook the meal one day, and maybe somebody else is going to cook another day. Or I I don't know, I see like one person drying the dishes and one person washing them. It's equal give and take. It's beautiful. It's not this where you're depleted and somebody is looking for a handout and never giving back or having any appreciation for what they've been given. It's not over giving to the, you know, one situation or overtaking. This is where it's equal give and take. It's also where the universe, if it's that you give, you know, you replenish your own cup. You don't run on empty. But when you give because you can. So even if it's like philanthropy, donations, helping the community, doing what you can because you don't expect something back. You just want to help. You're going to get back, whether it's through the vibrations of other people that notice, you know, you're giving from an authentic place of truth in your heart, or God and the universe giving back to you somewhere a gift because of the beautiful seeds of love you've planted in the world. But make sure you don't deplete yourself and you plant those seeds of love in you too. Your success and prosperity have allowed you. You got another bird. You have all birds here besides the dog cards. You got an emu, a dove, a flamingo, a kiwi. Maybe some of you are from New Zealand. A flamingo, Florida. I don't know where the emu is. I don't know where an emu is from. It's interesting. You got all these birds. I said something. What did I say before? What was one of the first messages I said about the loan? Did I say something about a loan? It's saying that your success and prosperity have allowed you to pay off debts, acquire wise loans, and receive a grant or scholarship. That's where you don't have to pay it back. That's you getting something from the pay it forward energy. The universe wants to pay forward some blessings to you. So in order to receive these gifts and these blessings from the divine, you have to accept them. You have to believe that you are worthy of them. You have to say, yes, thank you for handing me this beautiful gift of love that opens up your heart and puts peace in your life. And thank you, you know, for preparing that beautiful steak behind closed doors for me that's cooked just perfectly. Thank you for giving me that scholarship or that job opportunity or that thing in your life. I will believe that I will give something a go and do it with success, even if I'm a little nervous and don't think that it will be so easy. If you close your arms to, say no, when God hands you a gift, the universe stops handing you gifts. You block your own blessings and opportunities. You have to be open to them. In return for heaven's blessings, be sure to share the wealth with others through donations of time or money or reputable charities. I feel like that's also it's just how I think when I go out. I always tip really well because I feel like it's good tip karma, So maybe it is about a tip. Somebody giving you the right tip, having appreciation for the work that other people do. It also makes me think of when you get gas, tipping the gas guy. I know a lot of people don't do that, and not every state they pump your gas. Some states you pump your own gas. There's no one to tip, but maybe it's tipping somebody that doesn't normally get a tip. That person's going to really appreciate it. Maybe they'll pay it forward to someone else. And with this, I bid you adieu. Should we get a rock star? Yeah, let's get a rock star. Why not? What is one more message to be helpful? Please say thank you. Eddie Vedder, sorrow. Well, between pain and resilience. telling you to keep going. Even if it's this. I didn't even show it this way. This way, sometimes unplugging that fountain, or if the fountain has gone dry, unrequited love, not for you. Or sometimes I see this as that beautiful gift from God saying, here you go. Sent this person in your life, or sent this opportunity in your life. You're gonna love it. You're like, I'll get to it later. I'm gonna put it on the shelf. And then you never take a sip and it dries up. Or somebody else notices that gift and they're like, ooh, that's an amazing fountain. I'm gonna give that a try, and then you lose your chance. Unless you know that fountain is not for you, that's saying, thank you, no thank you. So we're gonna end with this. I think somebody is releasing their fear about love. Because I think that looking at something from the outside perspective and never having the experience is probably something someone would regret more than having the experience, maybe having it not work out or something change. Because the experience is what's going to bring the most growth and change in someone's life. Whether that's loving yourself and someone being in independence, or somebody loving another and learning more about another beautiful soul, how they are with them and who they are, or loving an experience that somebody is doing where they still learn more about themselves. I keep hearing like success or failure doesn't matter. It's about the experience. And this was a good reading today, guys. It was long. So with this, I bid you adieu. I love you so much. I hope you have a beautiful day, a beautiful night, a beautiful in the middle of the night. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I feel so blessed to be here with you every day. Thank you. And I'll see you soon. Bye.